Park. This is the closest bike park to my house. It's a good place to go. It's about 5K if you take the entire route. And it takes about probably maybe 28 minutes to half an hour to complete. It's got some intermediate jumps. It's very good for cross country. Nothing too crazy. No real gap jumps or really rocky terrain, but it offers a few good technical features, which is cool. It's more or less my home gym, so I'm not much of an in-gym person, so this is the closest thing that I'll come to a gym near my house. But it's good for people who just want to get out and have a good ride. Nothing too crazy, just build up some good cardio and do it. So I'm going to be doing this ride for today, and stay tuned. As you can see, it's a good place to bring your kids to if you're trying to get them into mountain biking. Okay. It's not too dangerous. You don't have to worry about them kind of hurting themselves on the run. Another thing is that sometimes don't necessarily know that there's a better way to go, and it's generally this way. So you'll see on this course that there's numbers along each way on signposts, like that one right there, number 3. I'm going to be going to number 4 next, and so on. And that way you're going to get the full ride. Just some nice little berms. Not too difficult. Oh, I forgot to track my ride. I use a Garmin Epix 2 for tracking my routines. All right. I used to be king in the mountain on this when I was doing Strava more. So I'd probably come here like 2, maybe 3 days a week. Like I said, it was like my gym. The next nearest mountain biking hill that's a bit more technical and advanced is about 45 minutes away. Thanks. Dog walkers on the mountain biking trail, not the best idea. I once got bit by a dog on a mountain biking trail. He got spooked and bit my ankle. It didn't make any marks, but dog owner was trying to make excuses, just saying that he was just a nip. So, his entire jaw was around my ankle, so I didn't do anything about it, but told the guy just to be careful. There's good dog owners and there's bad dog owners. He's one of the bad ones, I guess. A little slippery there. Mind if I come through?
Oh, I'm okay, so.
Cute. This one here, you gotta be a little patient because there's a lot of newbie riders, which is good because this course is actually really good for that. If you're a new rider and you want to just practice a few things before getting too technical, this is a really good hill run. It's actually quite busy today. Usually I don't see anybody on here. I won't tell you where, but it's a bit of a secret, but there's good places to find mushrooms here in the fall. Like oyster mushrooms and chanterelle sometimes. One of the things though, as I would say, even something that's not as technically dangerous, this is where a lot of people actually drop their guard and they hit something. And I actually almost broke my hip when a berm gave away. It was a really dry summer and berm was basically just sand. And it gave away. I wasn't going very fast, but I landed on a root, just slammed. And I had to go to the hospital to get checked out. Hip was okay. Huge, very deep purple bruise. But I broke 2 fingers. I didn't even know about. Not badly. Just like a fracture, but just gotta be careful no matter what you do. And never let your guard drop. That's some bad shit happens. All right, this is a bit of a climb here. Not too bad. Let's go down a rock roll right after this. It's a good place to practice that. Whew, tired. I've been lazy the last few weeks. I'm feeling a little out of shape. Okay, here's a rock roll area. It's not too bad. Oh, that's new. I wasn't expecting that. Little jump. Another little one. There. Hi. Hi. You know, I can't stand dog owners on the mountain biking trail, so I gotta be courteous. Otherwise, you get people on a turf war. That's never fun. Be a good neighbor even if they're not following the rules. Technically, they're allowed to be in here, but it's advised that they keep an eye out for mountain bikers. The one thing about this park that I'm not crazy about There's no signage about the best way to go, or if one way is one way or two ways. And just to look out for mountain bikers. Terrible signage. I rode into the city, it's actually city park, and requested it. And I thought they would put some signage in here. Considering the parks manager in Surrey, the city of Surrey, is a very avid mountain biker. Does the BC bike race. But they never put anything in, which is unusual. Most places I know, the mountain biking trails, they have some sort of signage. I'm going right. Next. Oh. See, it's best to go this way, but.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem. It's pretty narrow, but. So I don't do it, but this course, you'll see I run here, I'll show you the sign. It's called the BLT. It's really good for cross-track bikes or cyclocross, whatever they're called. But yeah, they do races in here, and I'm not sure how many laps. I'm not really into cyclocross, but it's actually a really good place for that, for BLTs, particular BLT run in particular, because it's not technical, it's got turns, it's a little bit of routes, but not too many. Very easily doable on a cyclocross. So if you're in a cyclocross or you're interested in getting into it, I recommend doing that. I believe there's somebody who works at the bike zone in South Surrey who's an organizer of that. And bike zone is actually some really great service, and people are very friendly, and I've had nothing but good service from them. But if you're interested, I would maybe go into the bike zone in South Surrey on 24th and King George and ask them about it. They may know about when they're going to be doing races, but I'm not endorsing anything. I don't get paid for this, just to be clear. But they're good, so I just thought I'd pass the word along. It's always good to recognize good local businesses. And that was also a good excuse for me to stop and catch my breath. All right. So that was a rock crawl I did. It's not too technical, it's not too bad. It's a really good place to practice. I started mountain biking about 13 years ago. Big screwed up on our property tax and they're double billing us. And found out later, they totally owned up to it. But they owed us about $3,500. And so they didn't pay them. So the first thing I did was my wife and I got bikes. Just like really entry-level mountain bikes. And I started doing this. And some other just kind of really easy multi-purpose things, but started getting more technical things, and it just snowballs. So I do have a limit on how much I spend, but you get a good bike for under 5,000 usually. like one that you can really like use in some more serious training like Whistler and North Shore. But if you're looking to do something like this, getting like a hardtail cross country bike, maybe I would expect to spend probably about $1,500 on a good decent mid-range cross country bike. You could totally do this. I used to do this. I used to have a hardtail, a giant giant XTX, and yeah, I used to do this all the time. Giant, I have a lot of respect for. I ride a giant Trans X, but the story was that I actually had the giant XTC and broke 2 frames doing jumps and landing bad on it. So I never asked any questions. Full lifetime warranty on the frame. Returned it twice. 2 frames cracked. They have any more aluminum frames left, so they gave me a carbon. That was awesome. And that's what I call knowing how to please your customers. And look, I bought another giant from them because I think when you have good service like that and you understand your customers and they'll be loyal to you in the face of a situation like that, people will come back. It was nothing for Giant to do that, but it was everything to me. So, customer service 101. I'm not a big puddle rider. It's not my thing. I don't mind going through the occasional puddle if it can be avoided, but I don't get why some people just love getting dirty like that. If it's your thing, it's your thing. No judgment. If everybody's interested, I'm filming this on a Insta360 X4 Air. I just got it. Well, just yesterday, but I'm impressed. Just gonna adjust the angle. Okay. Some good influencers have promo codes. So you can get some pretty sweet deals. I got a free snowpack with this, which is greatly appreciated because I'm going snowboarding on Sunday. Ooh, that's a new jump. But I haven't taken these ones before. Number one lesson, know where you're landing. Not that I'm too worried about anything in this park, but even the simplest things can turn into a bad situation. One time I did a roller, and I thought it was just a roller, and it looked pretty safe. And I rolled over it. There was a dip on the other end, and it basically just grabbed my front wheel. Let me go throwing over the handlebars, right shoulder first into the ground. And I'm very, very surprised I never broke anything. Definitely hurt for a little after that, but even the simplest things will trip you up. Then I go to do big rock crawl in Squamish or in Whistler, and it's like nothing. But it's the simplest things that'll catch you. I'll show you an example when I get by it later on. If I do, actually. think I might have already went down it. So never mind. There's like a small stump that was covered by ferns, so I didn't know it was in there, and hit that. Ended up jamming my knee into the head gasket of my bike, and it hurt. I was okay, but I wasn't expecting it. It was nothing marked as dangerous, and totally understand why it wouldn't be. They have a race here for cross-country mountain bikers. I think it should be coming up soon. It's called the Junkyard Dog Race. It used to actually be part of the BC bike competition, or the BC. They did like 3 laps of it. I was surprised actually they chose this location, because usually BC bike race is quite difficult. But they did 3 laps of this park, so about 15k. But nothing really too big, but then they stopped, and I think it was because I can just especially have no evidence of this, but as I was mentioned before, the manager for the city of Surrey was a active guy in the BC bike race, or BC bike competition. And I think maybe they did him a favor on that. Not a bad thing. It's cool that he can get that kind of support. But I don't think it drew many people, so I think they've done other courses since then. A little slippery. These things don't look very sketchy, but they can be slippery if you take them too fast. Oh, nice. They fixed up the skinny. Well, they made it less skinny. It used to be a lot narrower than this. But it's good. See, nothing too difficult. It used to be like 2/3 the size. But it's falling apart, and people's back tire would fall off, and at the end, end up hitting the derailleur. So, had that happen, not on this one, a different one. New bike. This one actually. 2 weeks in, and had to get a new derailleur. Just hazards of the sport. Looks like that's my trees pulled out recently. Oh, actually, they cut that down. City Surrey Urban Forestry Department is awesome. They take care of the forest really well. I do wish they put more signage, as I said earlier, with this being a bike park. But overall, in particular, the natural environment, they're actually really good. This park is actually very popular for softball city. They have a huge international women's softball competition here from all over. I always tell when the Japanese are in town, because I used to live in Japan. You could hear a lot of "Gombere, gombere!" And then they have a lot of soccer fields here, baseball field, and most popular is the pickleball. So you probably saw my shot at the beginning. I don't quite understand pickleball, but it's good that when people are getting out. So a lot of people are seniors enjoying it, so that's awesome. I don't get the young people. That's what I don't understand. Tennis is just, I don't know. But whatever floats your boat. And I only know one pickleballer in my entire social circle, and I know a lot of people from my job. Very much people focused. I know a lot of people, but I've only known one pickleballer. It's one of my former staff. But other than that, I don't know any other pickleballers. At least nobody's willing to admit it. It's good that they have it here, because the number one complaint about pickleballers is the noise. And this park is, as you can see, all this is forest. There are residents nearby, but the forest blocks everything, so it completely blocks the sound. I can't even hear the pickleballers from here, which is great, because other neighbors aren't so lucky. There are places in South Surrey, Crescent Park for one, where there's pickleball courts, and they just hear like pickleball day and night, from dawn till dusk, and it's driving them nuts. So they gotta do something about the soundproofing in that area. They put up a barrier that blocks the sound from residents, but so you see, this is 55. I'm almost done. Last one is 56, and that's just kind of back up towards the pickleball courts. People sometimes get confused. As you can see, 56 points that way. And I would assume it's just a finish, and this is where the beginning is. A lot of people think that this trail here is 56. And so they go down, then they have to do the second half again. So if you want to do another half loop, 56 is a good one. Well, not 56, but the one that goes left to 56 is a good way to do that. The other good way, if you want to just get in some more technical stuff, you don't want a longer ride, you sort of practice jumps, go to this trail that's called Dynamite Roll, but it's just past that tower, the water tower you can see in the distance, and you take a right, and then you'll see some trails, and you just keep going to the right. It's a nice roller. Then it heads up to some other sections, and area where I did some jumps, there's a new jump down there, kind of connects up to that. So when I'm here with my son, he's 15, we'll do he just wants to do some rollers and just something fun. I'd do that, but He's a pretty good adventure buddy, so he usually does the entire thing with me. But if we ever want to get some extra practice in on the jumps, it's a really good place to go. Or you can just go down this one actually right here. I'll show you. So I guess this is like the entrance to the BLT. If you want to take the entrance to the BLT around, this is where you go. So caution, this bike is not supervised. Use at your own risk. It is strongly recommended that riders wear helmets and body armor. Okay. I don't know about the body armor. I saw one guy wear body armor here, and he was decked out in it. Like a stormtrooper. Bit overkill, but hey, it makes him feel safe. I'd say if you're starting out here, if you want to wear body armor, knee pads would be good. If you want extra protection, get some shin pads. I've got some really cheap ones up at Amazon. This here is an interesting story. This here was supposed to be the city's attempt at appeasing longboarders. So they didn't want no longboarders going down their neighborhoods, and they were saying it's illegal and everything, and it was, but they said, hey, we'll build you a longboarding area so you can practice longboarding. And it was the biggest piece of lip service I've ever heard in my life. This is literally it. It's maybe 100 yards, one turn, like nothing that appeals to longboarders. I've never seen well longboarding here in my entire life. So it was, to be honest, it was a bit disgraceful. I know a lot of people in the city of Surrey, and they're really great, but this was a bit of a joke. And here is my cool down ride. So you just do a couple laps here, have some drink of water, stare at the pickleballers, try to wonder what life is like beyond the pickleball court. Oh, these little kids play pickleball. I guess indoctrination starts early. Sorry, I'm just being cynical. Sounds good though. If you get your parents and enjoy something like this and you guys are having a great time, that's awesome. And that's it. Thanks for watching.